One of the key conversations I have with my clients who are working with me to help get rid of pain is this: that when they start to feel better, it doesn't mean the job has been complete. In fact, I see a lot of people who have already seen a lot of other practitioners over time, and those practitioners have helped them have short-term gains. But the short-term gains didn't lead to something long-term. And it doesn't mean it was the practitioner's or the professional's fault, nor does it mean it's the client's fault either. It has nothing to do with that. What it means is that if you've had some short-term gain from whatever it is that you've done, whether it's physio or chiro or osteopath or yoga or massaging or whatever it is, it means that your system can actually have that result. Where people get into a little bit of trickiness, into trouble perhaps, is when they experience that reduction of symptom as being they're done. And it's like, look, good, I've got the fix, I'm done, I'm ready to go. All that, in my experience, that means is that they have demonstrated that their body can have a new pattern. And that new pattern might be in the communication between their neuromuscular system or their muscular system and the nervous system, so that neuromuscular motor control pattern, or something else within their system, right? Maybe they've learned how to downregulate, or there's just a new pattern that is present. But that new pattern, I like to say to my clients, doesn't have legs yet. I like to use the analogy of Bambi on ice, right? And so that new pattern has to develop some legs and some stamina for that new pattern to become the default. A lot of time with persistency of pain and other symptoms is that you have developed sort of long-standing habits, right? Long-standing patterns that have served you until they don't. And so there's new patterns that need to be created in order for a new experience to be had. And like I just said a moment ago, when you develop those new patterns and you experience a reduction of pain or other symptoms, then that's just the glimpse, that's just the moment. And then what needs to be grown is some sustainability and some consistency of playing with that new pattern and developing and understanding when you start to notice that new pattern fizzling away. It's something I call yellow lights. You need to pay attention to those whispers or to those yellow lights, and when you start to notice them, to let them know that your old patterning or your old habits are starting to venture into your world, into your experience. That's when you need to intervene. So it goes along with a line that has been attributed to a Native American that says, when you listen to the whispers, you don't have to hear the screams. And so this is a really, really, really important part of the process. So when people come to see me and they've seen lots of other practitioners, and those lots of other practitioners have helped them make gains, but not sustainable gains, this is a big piece that I help them work on. It's like, okay, so your system knows how to have less strain. Your system knows how to have less pain. Now it's time to build some endurance and some stamina around that new patterning, around recognizing those yellow lights, around recognizing what to do when those yellow lights emerge. And then, if you happen to blow by those yellow lights, when you happen to blow by those whispers, no biggie. It just lets you know you did, right? And so when you have an oops moment and you then start to experience the pain again, it doesn't mean that all is broken and all is over and all is terrible. It simply means that something was missed, right? And so then I help and I work with people to help them discover what was missed, because here's the thing. As I'm known to say, where the pain isn't actually the problem. The actual problem lies under our level of awareness, which is why there's this cyclical pattern, because most people are dealing with the symptoms that we are aware of, not the patterns that we're unaware of that are actually leading to those symptoms. So being able to have a trained set of eyes and someone who can listen very closely to what's going on and help you kind of connect those dots can be really important in order to help you develop those new patterns, those new habits, and to recognize when those older, more used to being used patterns and habits kind of come into the equation. Remember, you're not trying to unlearn anything. Those old patterns served you for some time, so they're not terrible, they're not awful whatsoever. It's just that they don't serve you anymore.